I still couldn't figure out why this Hatsune Miku is Chinese. Hi and welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven with your weekly figure news fix, this time around 1st to 6th of June 2026. So for this week, we have a moderate number of new figures for both genuine and third parties. For the genuine ones, we have that ultra expensive Miku figure stealing the spotlight, while we have Honkai Impact, which is probably the most popular scale figure this week. At least on Ami, she's number 1 ranking in sales or pre-orders. Meanwhile, for third parties, lots of blue archives and more drama on social media. We'll talk about that in a second. Without further ado, let's move on to Hobby Link Japan for our first section, genuine licensed figures. And here on this page, for example, if I scroll all the way down, we have these lookup figures over here on the right side of the screen. I'm not covering those because I don't really know what to say. I would just be reading out the names of the figure, the price and release date. They are from Mega House, I think, low budget figures. And they are sort of like Nandoroids at the same time. So I normally cover skill figures on this channel, not even action figures. So yeah, I'm skipping past those for now, right? Which is something I have always done, I think. Anyways, moving on to our first figure here, which is the largest scale this week for genuine figures, freeing 1x3 scale Hatsune Miku V4 Chinese. I have no idea why this Miku is Chinese. 80,000 yen, March 2027 release. So why is this 10,000 yen more than the other 1x3 scales by freeing, such as To Love Ru Bunny Girls or even High School DxD Bunny Girls? The answer is the twin tail, right? More materials, more parts, higher cost, simple as that. And I still couldn't figure out why this Hatsune Miku is Chinese. My first point over here, this Miku is not wearing any traditional Chinese outfit, does not look Chinese at all. And my second point, the Chinese absolutely hate the number 4 because the number 4 in Chinese Mandarin or even Cantonese sounds like the word die or death. Which is why if you go to hotels over here in Asia, in China as well, you will never see the 4th floor in hotels. It is like floor 1, 2, 3, 3A, then they jump to 5. There's no 4th floor. Because that is the floor where everyone who stays there will die eventually. I don't know. Same thing in my country, by the way. No 4th floor, and in some cases, they don't have the 13th floor as well. Because the West, you guys don't like the number 13. Anyways, back to topic over here. Hatsune Miku V4 Chinese. I'll stop guessing why this is called Chinese, but my question would be the obvious one. Would you spend 80,000 yen on a 1x3 scale Miku because she is actually massive? Going by this picture they are showing over here, my opinion is an easy no. If you show me this figure on day 1 she pre-order opens and ask me, would you pay 80,000 yen for this thing even if shipping was completely free? My answer would be a no. Very easy no, right? Will she bargain bin? Unlikely. Because if you look at the existing Hatsune Miku scale figures, especially the ones by Good Smile, the pricey premium ones that cost 28-30,000 yen at 1x7 scale, very detailed, those are holding on their values pretty well. Some went up in value, they had to re-release it. Max Factory just re-released their recent, the Solwa version of Miku because she became rare. And then her 1x4 scales, be it Snow Miku, I think Snow Miku got a re-release as well. And then what else? I think there is one by Stronger in 1x4 scale sitting on the floor. That Miku is fairly popular. And last year there was one that I nominated as one of the best of the year for anime figures. The very shiny Miku figure. I think that one is also becoming rare. So if you really love Miku and you have the cash, yes, you need to pre-order this. But the kind of detail level I see in freeing figures, I just couldn't justify that 80k price tag on this thing. I would rather purchase 2 1x4 scales at 40,000 yen each. Binding 1x4, I can cast it off. Or, you know, Hobby Sakura 1x4 Nikkei figures. Yeah, those are a bit pricier, 40 plus to 50,000 yen, but still worth it, I think. And if you get those from China, it will be cheaper. So I just couldn't see how this is worth 80,000 yen, but freaking knows that this figure is like a cash cow for them. They know that the fans of Hatsune Miku, including the project Sekai fans, they're going to eat this thing up anyways. Yes. So this is like smart business decision, but not so great for us collectors. Yeah. Moving on to the next one here, I covered this figure last week, so I won't repeat things again. This 1x4 scale Ultimate Premium Master Line Kill la Kill Ryoko Matoi and Satsuki Kiryuin by Prime 1 Studio. 225,000 yen December release, that would be 2027 next year. I only have one comment. I feel like Prime 1 Studio should stop announcing new figures and putting them on pre-orders, because at this rate, they already have new stuff releasing in year 2028 when we are only halfway through year 2026. Yeah, too many. They obviously couldn't keep up, but they keep announcing new stuff. This is insane. Yeah. I covered this last week on OSJK and I really liked it, right? I liked it a lot, but I'm not a fan of Kill la Kill. Moving on to the next one by PJ Studio, we have Demon Hunter Mengchuan statue, almost 60,000 yen, releasing this December. Yep, this December. No skill or dimensions mentioned by Hobby Link Japan at all, but going by the price and how PJ Studio tends to make figures from resin, though they mix a bit of PVC as well, 60,000 yen can't be 1x4. So this should be quite close to 1x6 scale in dimensions. That's my guess at least. They are not providing any dimensions at all over here. And this is a dude, so I won't be buying. Moving on to the next one, 1x6 scale Marin Kitagawa Neat version from My Dress Up Darling by Furyo and Phoenix. 18,000 yen February 2027 release. And I do remember this figure very well from One Fest back in February. My comment back then was that figures like these, I have a love-hate relationship with them. I love them because they are really cheap to ship, small boxes because of their pose. I hate them because despite their scale being as big as 1x6, they tend to feel a bit underwhelming. They tend to feel small even though they are not small figures. You display it next to another 1x6 scale, you compare the size of their heads, they are the same size. It is the correct scale. But because of the pose, they feel small, which is why I have a love-hate relationship with kneeling figures like this. So what do you think? Is 18k worth it? Well, at this point, I would say wait, right? Obviously, the Aniplex Marin Kitagawa figures, those are the highest demand. The values went up, especially the baby doll version. I mentioned this 2 or 3 times already. But for everything else, be it Good Small Company or any other companies, I suggest waiting until after release because we have way too many options by today. So many choices that you shouldn't overlook. The existing Marin Kitagawa figures by other brands that I personally regard to be superior, like Spiritiel and Alter. Even though Spiritiel and Alter's Marin Kitagawa figures were not exactly perfect either, a few copies had QC issues. But if you come across a bargain bin, why not, right? Unless you want to play it really safe and avoid them, that's another story altogether. So for this one, I suggest waiting until after release. The price might bin further, which happens a lot to scale figures made by Furyo. Moving on to the next one, from Union Creative, we have To Love Ru School Uniform Series Yuki Mikan High School Student version, 18,000 yen January release. And even though this is non-scale on paper, I think every single To Love Ru figures by Union Creative, their dimensions are close to 1x6. So you can consider this to be a 1x6 scale. This one is a re-release, but yeah, we have a new one, a new figure up next. This one is totally unexpected to me. I never expected any figure company to make a figure of Yuki Rito, the main character, the dude which has no balls whatsoever. Very timid, coward. I never expected any figure company to make a figure of him, but gender bent into the female version. So in case you did not watch To Love Ru or you didn't read the manga, the main character To Love Ru, which is Yuki Rito, I think because of some kind of high-tech invention of his fiancée, which is Lala Stalin Devaliuk, an alien, she experiments a lot. She has a lab at home. She invents all kinds of weird things, and one of those weird things that she invented ended up turning Yukirito into a woman, temporarily. And this is the one. Riko Yusaki. They gave him or her a name. 18,000 yen. So if I were to say this is a trap, not really, because he or she, whatever, in this form is actually biologically female. But yeah, inside a dude. And once again, this is temporary. I'm surprised that Unicreative made a figure of this one. I thought that this is the kind of character which appeared uh, very briefly in the anime and manga, not very often, not much screen time. I never expected something like that to get a figure made because of how insignificant it is, And here we are. Interesting. And speaking of Yuki Mikan earlier, my favorite ones are still the ones by Alter that came out many years ago. Be it the one lying on the floor or the school uniform version. Not school uniform. School swimsuit version, the blue color one. I really liked that one, but I did not buy it. A bit hard to find nowadays. And up next, okay, this is an interesting one. Magic Arts 1/6 scale Taimanin RPGX swimsuit adult Yukikaze and Yukikaze Mizuki, 38,000 yen for a set. You can buy them separately for 19,000 yen each, releasing in January. So this pair of figures are pretty weird in the sense that a few months ago, as far back as 5 or 6 months ago, these two figures has already pre-ordered opened once. And there were a few of you in my Discord server who pre-ordered this pair of figures, only to see Hobby Link Japan and pretty much every other Japanese website remove the listings to these two figures. And was your pre-order cancelled? Briarios 70, right? Was your pre-order cancelled by Hobby Link Japan? I have forgotten. I think you said it was cancelled. And now we are back with this pre-order open again. Now, the theory circulating online, including from you, Briarios, was that the figure triggered some SJWs on the internet, and probably the original ones were cast off above, or the genitals are a bit too obvious, and then they had to, cancel the pre-order, rework on the prototypes on the figures, and then pre-order open it again. That's the theory I have currently. I'm not too sure, because based on the pictures I'm seeing over here, it's not too different from what was available for pre-order a few months ago. They look identical. So I have no idea what happened at all. Yeah, very weird. And since, if this figure, the rumors were true where they attracted unwanted attention, then it means this is something you should pre-order because it is a piece of history itself in the world of this anime figure hobby. Any figure that had some kind of controversy is a piece of history. You need to collect it. Yeah. A lot of good options for Taimanin RPGX figures nowadays. I think my favorite ones are the ones made by Pio. Yeah. Those are customable, of course. Moving up next, okay, this is one of the main highlights this week together with Miku. Oh, this is from Honkai Impact, not Honkai Star Rail. I always confuse the two. The Honkai Star Rail version of Elysia is Siren, right? Yeah. So from Honkai Impacted, we have Elysia High Love Elf version, bonus edition, 35,600 yen. Ouch. April release next year. Yes, pre-order this already. This is made by Myethos. The figure is going to turn out incredible. I have a lot of good things to say about Myethos as a brand. Even their low budget figures turn out excellent. So their quality control, they are quite a lot better than many Japanese brands nowadays, the QC. Better than Apex Toys as well. I think this is down to volume because Myethos does not announce or make as many scale figures as Apex Toys does. So the volumes are lower, they are able to control the quality better. Apex Toys, it feels like they are expanding way too fast. And yeah, the QC is starting to suffer a bit in the recent year or two. And this is by Myethos. Earlier, at the start of today's video, I said this is by Apex, right? Or did I say that? I have forgotten. This is by Myethos. Elysia is super popular. Her existing scale figures by Apex Toys, they sold really well. Can be a bit hard to find, especially outside of China, so pre-order it if you want her. Moving on to the next one, this is very nice as well. And this is non-scale, but since this is by Myethos, I put her together next. to that Elysia figure earlier. Honkai Star Diorama Kafka Patience is all you need version. 13,550 yen releasing in February. Now, Myethos has a few of these 3D photo frames on pre-order. There are other Honkai Star characters as well. The dude, which I forgot his name already, and there was another one, Ting Yun, right? Ting Yun is on pre-order as well. But this Kafka is currently my favorite one among all of them. I don't know yet if I will purchase this after release, but I feel like I want it. Yeah, because this is a bit like a merchandise, a piece of anime merchandise, not just a figure. I mentioned this before in the past. Some people, when they display their figures, they have some merchandise surrounding the figure. Some acrylic keychains, maybe a wall scroll behind it, or maybe a Dakimakura cover behind it. Oppai mouse pad in the box, sealed and unopened next to the figure. Some people, they display their stuff like that and they look quite nice. So this Kafka over here potentially can be a very nice piece of display next to her existing scale figures by both Apex and Myethos. So we'll see. I won't pre-order it early, but when she comes in stock later, I might buy one impulsively. Who knows, right? Moving on to the next one. This is from Blue Archive. We have Chinatsu by Yostar Shop. Okay, Yostar. So who manufactured this figure? Of course, it is not Yostar. Is it one of the Japanese companies or is it one of the Chinese companies? Okay, going by the photography style, the pictures over here that they have, this is from a Japanese company, not a Chinese company. I can kind of tell, right? Every photographer, they have their own signature style of photography, and the same few backdrops that they keep reusing. This is a Japanese company from the looks of it. Probably Good Smile or one of their one of the companies they work with closely, Fat, Max Factory, and so on. Certainly not Max Factory, I think. They look very familiar, the backgrounds they're using for this figure. Anyways, 22,500 yen releasing in May next year. Pose is a bit bland, but most Blue Archive figures are like that. But you know what? I like the details on this figure. That revolver she's holding looks really nice. And the huge bag over here, oh, I love it. Simple figure, but I love it. Nope, not pre-ordering it either. Right, moving on to the next one. Right here, we have the Idolmaster Gakuen Kotone Fujita Re-Iris version, 23,500 yen by Design Coco, August release. Yeah, I remember Design Coco putting the other characters on pre-order a few weeks ago. And I was pretty pleased by their paintwork. Look at the color gradient. Same thing with this one. I think Kotone Fujita is my favorite one among the Gakuen Aimas cast. At least based on the character design, I think Kotone Fujita is my favorite. And she seems to be a fan favorite as well, going by how many figures she's getting from various different companies. Design Coco is a good brand, quality-wise, so this is up to you. I'm not touching idols anymore. Up next, we have a re-release of Uma Musume Travel Grand by Fat Company, 24,000 yen releasing in December, this December. So see, when Fat Company, they have these official product pictures out, they will always have these backgrounds for Uma Musume figures. Something similar to this, like a bright and very oversaturated blue sky and the same artificial grass they use over here, which you can buy from stores that sell gardening stuff. You can find it over there. I buy them frequently for my dioramas as well. So when I see a figure photo with this background, the first company that comes to mind is Fat Company. Yeah. Of course, you can display her differently. Her hand holding on the beret or off her head as well. I would display her this way, I think. Yeah. So if you missed out your first chance, pre-order it. That's the reason why she got re-released. A lot of Uma Musume stuff by Fat Company are getting re-released because they actually sell very well. Next up, we have a re-release of Love Live Nijigasaki High School Idol Club Kasumi Nakasu by PM Office A or Plum. Just under 22,000 yen releasing this July. Yep. less than 2 months away. This is Plum we're talking about. They get the figures out in 3 months. Somehow, I think their manufacturing volume is not that high. And regardless of how much complaints I have about Love Live Nijigasaki character designs, yep, the Japanese fans love them. So much that they had to re-release it. As for the quality of this brand, in recent years, they have gotten a lot better. Back then, they were a bit of a mixed bag. I have a figure of Skahak by Plum. And that was a re-release version because the original version that came out like 10 years ago, 12 years ago, her head was breaking off in the box on its own. Yeah, a packaging design error. And then they fixed that in their re-release, right? I bought the re-release. Right, moving on to the next one here. This one pre-order opened last week on Ami. Prisma Wing PR Pro characters, Kaito art by Lack 30k, big no. You can get him now on HLJ, but how about not getting one at all? Not worth it, right? This is overpriced. This is more like a 20,000 yen figure with a 10,000 yen premium just because Prisma Wing is under Permanent Studio. It is like buying a Mercedes A-Class or the cheapest Mercedes, the cheapest BMW you can think of. They still charge a premium for it, but the quality is like trash. Yeah, you need to buy the higher end models in order to enjoy the real luxury over there. The entry level models, I mean, are overpriced stuff. Just like this figure of Kaito. Moving on to the next one here from Mega House. This is also a re-release GGG Mobile Suit Gundam Sailor Mess. The 22k releasing in November. Selling well enough to get a re-release, I guess. Looks like a price figure to me. I don't like it at all. And the price is also too high for what you're getting over here at 1/8. Next up, we have Lucria Light under Mega House, Mobile Suit Gundam G Cubes Charlie Bull. This should be under low budget figure territory. I misplaced the tab. Okay, this one is from G Cubes. Yep, the commander, right? I remember him. For Gundam fans. I like Gundam as well, but only select series, select characters. Next up, okay, we are now in low budget figure territory. The first one here is Tenitol Tall. Kurumi Tokisaki Red Screen version, 9,500 yen, December release. For a Dead Alive 5 Kurumi figure that is under 10,000 yen, this looks fabulous. The paintwork looks high quality in fact. Like if I go for this closer up picture over here, she looks expensive. And let's hope she looks this way after release, not like Good Smile Company lying with their pop-up rate pictures all the time. You know, their pop-up rate figures, they look great in official photos, but when the actual figure comes out, they look rather dull. This one looks shiny, like those leather jackets with a shiny finish. It looks like that to me. I hope that the final figure looks alike, looks identical even. And here we have Toka Yatogami in a similar outfit, red screen as well. This is 10,000 yen. Maybe because the ponytail is a tad bit bigger, a bit more expensive. Releasing this December. Once again, she looks great over here. Oh, I love the shine on the outfit. This feels random, but I really like what I'm looking at, and I feel like I should really review a Tall figure one day. Just that I'm not sure which one to get. Yeah. Moving on to the next one, I heard that this figure caused some trouble on social media again. Yep, the SJWs were all over her. How dare you dress up an underaged character in an outfit like this? I've seen that like 6,900 times by now. Yeah, apparently it happened, but I did not personally see it. Someone told me about it, right? Pop-up rate Maja Beza Hadaka apron version L size from Gushing Over Magical Girls, 8,000 yen. Get one, absolutely get one. Releasing in November. I wanted to show her rear view, her back view, but it is too hot and YouTube does not like it. Moving up to the next low budget figure, we have Anzu Mazaki L size from Yu-Gi-Oh! The Dark Side of Dimensions, 8,000 yen, December release. And I think it was you again, Briarios. I love calling you out because you make very interesting statements. She has a pair of rockets on her chest ready to launch. Was it you who said that? I've seen bigger rockets for sure, but pop-up rate L, up to you, right? Up to you. Nowadays, their quality is also not that good compared to the past. We have QC issues in some copies. Moving on to the next one, Operate Beach Queens Asuka Shikinami Bikini Style L size from Wave Corporation. Okay, at least Wave Corporation is the one manufacturing this, not Guzmal. So the quality might be a lot better. You see, Wave, they are not a big name in scale figure brands. I mean, because they also make model kits, military stuff, and so on. They don't only make figures, but when they do make figures, their quality often turn out near perfect. No issues with the paintwork, no QC issues. Yeah, so their QC is pretty good for this company. And also Ayanami Way, but in One Piece style, 8,000 yen January release. Beach Queens is making a comeback at 1/7 scale. Back then, they were all 1/10. Moving on to the next one, Operate Nira Chan Devil from Time Left from Zuto Mayonaka de Inoni. I think I saw this title in illegal anime download sites. Zuto Mayonaka something. I think I've seen it. Is it from an anime, this character? Right, 6,000 yen releasing in November. Nice character design. Reminds me of Memcho from Oshinoko a bit, but with a different hair color. Up next, we have Pop Operate. How to pronounce that name? Kite. Pronounced as Kite. Okay. Hunter Cross Hunter, 6,800 yen releasing in November. This kind of things you can wait until after release. No rush. And Honkai Impacted Elysia Little Flame Chaser version by Myethos, low budget figure, 6,800 yen January release. And of course, it is small, which is why it is cheap. Pretty cute though. Up next, we have more low budget stuff. Okay, Mega House Fake Unity Blue Archive, 13,000 yen. I'm not sure if I can classify this as chibi figures or Nandroid style figures like the lookup figures earlier, which I am too lazy to cover. But this is so adorable that I need to share with you guys because I find it to be pretty attractive, to be honest. I like this a lot. I don't even collect super deformed figures, but I really like this a lot. I'm interested. Right. Moving up next, Atron Zala from Gundam Seed, Mega House, low budget figure, 8,000 yen, January release. The guy who imagined his waifu completely hadaka while fighting an opponent in the battlefield and won because of that. Yes, that's right. Because his opponent could read his mind and he saw prawn in the middle of a battle. And yeah, Sid Freedom movie, it was hilarious. That part of the movie is a meme on the internet. Next up, what we have here, Mega House GEM series Naruto Shippuden Tenno Hira Itachi, low budget figure, tiny, 7,500 yen, November release. And lastly, yeah, I shouldn't cover this because this is supposedly an Android. But what is an Android doing on the scale figure section of Hobby Link Japan? I'm not sure. Did they misclassify it? Persona series, okay, collaboration vignette, 7,200 yen releasing in November. This is very similar to the fake Unity Blue Archive figure earlier by Mega House. Yeah. So let's move on to Ami for more exclusive items. And if you are enjoying this video so far, please give it a like and do not forget to subscribe to this channel for more anime figure content every week. Right, so here we have Ami exclusive Arc Knights U-Neck Test Gala Night version from Alter. Just under 22,000 yen releasing in June 2027. Gala Knight version, I think Myethos made Arc Knight figures in this same outfit, right? Different character, of course, but the only one I remember was W. Simple figure like this for 22k, reasonable considering this is an Alter figure. Hopefully it turns out good because Alter in the recent year or two, their quality control is declining. And I wasn't the only one with this opinion. Yeah. Next up, okay, Vertex Originals. Yup, it is Antenna Shop Limited, which means you can only get it in Ami and some other places, but you don't have many choices. And these things are really exclusive. They do get re-released occasionally, but they still remain expensive despite the re-release, so might as well pre-order it, right? This one is called Elf Village 4th Villager Priscilla Ritual Bathing Suit version. Okay, 28,600 yen for the Antenna Shop Limited Edition, which you are getting a grass base. And the standard version, I did not open a tab, is around 24,300 yen. Don't bother with that one. Just pay a bit more for a better base if you're getting something exclusive. Yeah. Of course, you're also getting an extra faceplate, not just the grass base, so get the limited one. Moving up next, we have Weibo's Rise Up Honkai Star Rail Chibi Cat Series Firefly. Ami exclusive, 11,000 yen, releasing in February. You see, they have other figures under this same product line that were not exclusives, but when it comes to Firefly, this specific character, they made her an exclusive. What a dick move. Yeah, because this is one of the more popular characters in the game, isn't it? I'm starting to regret not pre-ordering the scale figure early, the one by Good Smile. I'm afraid I might be having trouble looking for one in stock when she comes out. We both Rise Up. If you like it, pre-order it. Their figures are great, really. Next up, we have... Okay, this is Mega House, Ami exclusive, UA Monsters Destroyer. Pretty much how the Japanese pronounce an English word. Destroyer. Okay, no idea what this thing is. From Godzilla, I think. 59,000 yen, December release. And here we have Mega House, Ami exclusive. What's his name again? What is his name again? Zero. Oh, okay. Not Lelouch. This is him in that outfit, so they're calling him Zero. 22,000 yen, releasing in December. These are exclusives. Pre-order it if you want it. And the next one here, this is an interesting one because I believe this one has been re-released like 2 or 3 times by now. And Digimon stuff, their value often skyrocket after release. Yes, so if you want it, you missed out the previous pre-orders, pre-order it. Couldn't emphasize it enough. I have a friend who has a bunch of Mega House Digimon figures. Like, he has every single one of them, every single release, and those things are worth so much nowadays. Yeah. This is Taiji with Greymon, the good old classic Digimon, 17,600 yen, releasing in November. This November. Moving on to the next one. Okay, this is not an Ami exclusive, just that this is Ami exclusive bonus. They're including the bonus part, which is Ami exclusive. Confusing. This being a brand called Hakoiri Musume, it means that later this week, yes, HLJ might offer it unless this figure is castable. There are no signs of this figure being castable at all. I have scrolled through all of the pictures. No pictures of her being casted off. Yet at the same time, if you scroll down to the item description at the bottom of the page, it was mentioned, please cast off the figure at your own risk. So is this actually castable? At least for the top? I have no clue. But usually for this kind of character designs where you have 2 pieces of cloth covering Oppai on top, usually you can remove them. If the neck over here is not permanently glued, you just pull the head out and then this top piece, you can lift it up like that. And I'm also seeing a seam line at the armpit area, so maybe it is castable, but they are not advertising it as such. After all, this is a character illustrated by Oka Kizuki, which a lot of his figure ends up being ecchi figures, So this Dark Arrow Fu, if you want one, but you're a bit disappointed this isn't in Ami's mature content section or age restricted section, I would still say pre-order it. You might get a pleasant surprise when you unbox it, who knows. 23,000 yen, releasing in November 2026, quite soon. Moving up next, we have Bunny Suit Planning Sophia F. Showing. This figure came out before, I think, in blue color. This is a recolor white edition, 1x4 scale, 44,000 yen, releasing this October. Yep, HLJ does not have it because she is castable on top, 18 plus. Silver color version actually looks nice as well. If I missed out on the older version and now this newer recolor version is in silver, I don't think I would be too disappointed. This happens so often. Especially with edgy figures, Orchid Seed, Nocturne, native figures. Sometimes they re-release the same figure but in a different color, binding as well. And more than often, this happens so frequently where the recolored version would often look worse than the original color. Like, what was the artist thinking when he or she selected this color scheme for their own character? I have no idea, but in this case, I think this silver and blue looks nice. Yeah. Moving on to the next one here. This is not an exclusive, just that at the time of filming this video, not yet available on HLJ. SSR figure, Idolmaster Shiny Colors, Mahjong Soul Toru Asakura Effortless Work version. 20,000 yen for a figure on an office chair, great value there. January 2027 release. Though this brand is known for low budget figures to begin with, and they are now slowly transitioning into premium scale figures, but they are definitely capable of doing premium scale figures. I reviewed two figures from this brand, one low budget and one high budget figure, more like 20,000 yen scale figure. That was an original character by which artist again? I can't remember the name. It was okay, right? At least for the asking price of roughly 20,000 yen, sometimes a bit less, it was okay. Yeah, like a B tier, average premium scale figure. Moving up next, we have Rebo's Rise Up Arcanite's Virtuosa Chisaki Kage version. Okay, just under 8,000 yen releasing in December. Now, this looks so good for a low budget figure. Rebo's Rise Up is their very own pop-up parade in a way, their own line of low budget figures. I've reviewed only one figure from this lineup, and that was like 3 or 4 years ago. Quality was excellent. I was full of praise with their Rise Up Amiya figure from Arknights. Yeah. I like it. There are too many things to buy and review, isn't it? I had to be selective. Next up, okay, the last 3 figures on Ami are from the age restricted section. The first one here, Sister Elf Extra Color version. Yep, this figure came out before they recolored it, but this recolor is kinda nice. Colors are a bit pale, a bit bland, but still looks nice, looks a bit classy in some way. Illustration by Sora Nani Iro, 33,550 yen. Ouch. Releasing in quite soon, I believe. Yep, July 2026. Less than 2 months away. Man, this is by Pink Mango. Another edgy figure brand. Wanted to say third party. Another edgy figure brand that has low production volume, and because of that, the quality is usually quite good. Yeah. Up next, we have Raita original character Maho Shoujo. Kirara Akutsu Velvet Eclipse Bunny version, 1 by 4 scale. 33,000 yen only, releasing in October 2026. Velvet Eclipse version, which means this figure came out before they recolored it again. And for whatever reason, this does not look like tanned skin to me. This looks more like, I don't know, vampire version or something. You know, when somebody has blood circulation issues, for example, someone having ropes around his neck. I don't want to say the word on YouTube because of sensitive topic. When you have rope around the neck and then it's tied up like that, and then the blood pooling, then your skin will turn like bluish purple. That looks exactly like it. It looks weird to me. Yeah, 33,000 yen instead of 40k because this figure came out before they already have the mold. What's different is just the color. And last figure here on Ami, Konokoi ni Kiduite Miho Suzinaka. Junshin, Pure Innocence. Pure innocence. Anyways, those big melons over there are so perfectly round that they are getting a bit too unrealistic there. Not like we can question anime logic or anime physics. This is from Nocturne, which is one of the top tier brands when it comes to edgy figures. 30,000 yen, September release. Her character design reminds me of this H anime where this was episode. Which episode was it? No, I'm confusing it with something else. No. That character was blue color hair, not red color hair, but the hairstyle is similar. Last stop for genuine figures, Ninin Game, one Insight figure only this week, Nurse Kanzaki-san, 22k at 1/6 scale, releasing in December. You know, it feels like this brand releases 30 or 40 different figures in a single month. It is crazy. And people buy them anyway, so they don't even need to care about the quality control. That is all for genuine figures. Let's move on to third parties. I'm like 40 minutes in. So the first section over here, yeah, GB figures. And we have one Anya figure this week, version 1 and version 2. Let's take a look at the color. Color of the hair, I think, yep. This is Anya Forger cosplaying as Aladdin. Yeah, that girl, I don't know her name, but definitely not Aladdin. Anyways, they are messing with Disney over here. Not sure if it is a good idea. At the same time, this can be considered derivative art in a way. So, yeah. Anyways, $120 each. I think this one you need to go for pink hair because version 2, the black hair version, this almost looks like a super deformed version of that girl in this Aladdin cartoon. So I can barely tell this is Anya, right? At the same time, this is her actual color, actual hair color in the cartoon. This one looks more like Anya. Kind of crazy how a difference in hair color can make a character look so different at times. Not just the hair, even the eyes are different. This is Anya's own green color eyes. Okay. Releasing in December. Moving up next, we have WM Studio and Administrator from Arknights and crossover with Dorothy. Okay, you can have it in 1x1 scale life size where they are $311 each. Yep. This administrator is so cute. And Dorothy 1x1 scale. This barely looks like Doro, unfortunately, because of the way they designed the face. Yeah, not liking this Doro. In fact, if I were to get a life-size Doro just for the sake of it, I think I would prefer a plushie. A big plushie. Right, $311. 1x4 scale is going for $76, releasing in December. Next up, we have Free Run by Huan Zhuangshi Studio, $92, releasing in September. The dimensions would be 16 centimeters. Okay, this is nice. Right, very nice crossover with Pokemon. They did this a lot, right? To Anya, third parties, but it feels like Free Run is their new favorite poster child for crossovers like these. This is I like it. It feels like this is a very nice birthday gift for someone. Not too expensive, you know? Alright, $92. Releasing in December, right? No, September. Okay. Up next, we are now in original characters section, and for some reason, this tentacle throne is being regarded as an original character by ZTR Studio. I believe I saw a genuine licensed figure of this same character. It was even pre-order open in Ami as well, age restricted section of course. So I don't think this is an original character. They are just claiming it to be one. Okay, so this one is $369 at 1/6 scale Hadaka Lolly, so I can't show too much, even though there are tentacles around. No release date yet. And this is how you paint tentacles, right? A lot of heavy shading, and they make it glossy looking as if it is sticky and slimy, you know? This is how you paint tentacles. I've seen other brands painting it in plain pink color. Doesn't look very nice. Sometimes they look too dull or they are not shiny enough because tentacles, they are supposed to be slimy and wet and glossy looking in the first place. Next up, we are now in anime and manga characters section. The first one is Toy Birds Studio Bulma from Dragon Ball. $45 Sony, releasing in December. The size is 7.7 cm, way too tiny to bother. It is barely slightly bigger than a Gashapon in some cases. Gashapons, there are those that are around 5 to 6 cm. Those do exist. This is barely bigger. Don't bother. Up next, we have Firefly Studio, Nico Robin from One Piece, $158 at 1/7, releasing in September. Okay, does look like her at least. Is this big of a base even necessary? I don't think this figure would be that heavy, and there won't be any balance issues, but yeah, just me nitpicking stuff too much. I think she still looks fine overall. This is considered low budget in the world of resin figures, $158. Releasing in September. Moving up next, we have How Cute Studio Sailor Moon Sailor Neptune, $200 for the one with LED in the base, which should be the one you get. The standard version without LED is $180, just 20 bucks cheaper. Shouldn't even exist, that version. Okay, 1x6 releasing in December. So How Cute Studio, they released so many Sailor Moon stuff by now, and recently they are getting into other franchises as well. So there are pictures of their figures on the internet. I believe I shared them once before, and they look pretty good. So this studio, their stuff should be fine, even though there is a lack of pictures over here for us to browse. Up next, we have Lei Hao Ke Yu Studio Infinity Castle Arc Classic Battle Scene number 1. Shinobu versus Doma, I think. Yep. $652 at 1x5. This is one huge figure. Releasing in December. Come on. Make a figure of Doma swallowing Shinobu better. Yeah. Epic figure for sure. This is the kind of figure or statue that most genuine figure brands would never touch because the cost would be so prohibitive that they couldn't justify the small amounts of profit they would make. Yeah, because the manufacturing quantity is so little, right? Very few people could afford to pre-order it. So each of these is like 250,000 yen, like the Prime Studio or Tri-Eagle Studio statues. And sometimes the pre-order numbers are only in the hundreds. Sometimes 1 or 200, that low. So with that kind of manufacturing volume, that is going to inflate the manufacturing cost and the profit margins are not worth it to them. So we are down to a few select premium statue brands that manufacture these kind of things. 63 cm. I can't believe I almost overlooked this figure. This looks amazing for sure. Up next, if that was too expensive for you, we have this cheap one right here. Not that cheap. In fact, I regard this to be overpriced because we have Shinobu in bikini, just a swimsuit and a fancy base, $246. This is overpriced to me by Lee Studio, releasing in December. Overall, I think the figure looks fine. The only problem is the price. And we also have a third figure from Demon Slayer here. This is Kanae Kocho, but for some reason, it barely looks like her to me. Maybe because I'm not used to seeing her hair down. Maybe that's why. This is also by Yi Studio, $90 only. What? December release. So how come this is $90 but Shinobu Kocho earlier is 240 something? Is that water effect base so priceless? Kanae Kocho, I think there was a Fat Company figure of her in her Demon Corps uniform, and that figure bargain binned like crazy. Even the local stores in my country, the figure stores over here, they are selling her off cheaply. That figure bargain binned so much. I think there's a butterfly on her fingers or something, and the quality control issues with concern to that figure is that some people received that figure broken, I think. That could be why she bargain binned. Came out years ago. Up next, we have Black Studio, Nana Osaki and Nana Komatsu in bed. Yuri, $225 releasing in September. So you're getting two figures at 1x6 scale with a bait for only $220. So each figure is like less than $100 each in value, considering we get a huge bait over here. Maybe the bait is not resin, but some cheaper material. But I think they had to sculpt only the head and the upper body. Everything else is covered by blanket. Who cares what it looks like underneath, isn't it? That could be why the figure is so cheap. I did not know much about the manga Nana, but I think recently I came across a post in social media where the manga was suspended for so many years and until today it has never been continued. Kinda sad when things like that happen. Up next, we have three 3 or 4 figures from Evangelion. The first one here, Easy Studio. Asuka and Rei as a set for $525 at 1/6 scale, or you can get them separately at $369. What? Of course, the price is not final, but I think this is more like $269, maybe not $369. Okay, the set is $525, not yet confirmed. Release date September. So the base over here is obviously a clone of the Pram 1 Studio 1. Okay, not clone, but something similar. Let's say inspired by the Pram 1 Studio 1. Looks nice and it is of a different scale, was it? It is not a 100% clone, so these kind of things, we are in a gray area. Sometimes we see a third party steal an artwork 100% from Pixiv, but there will be people out there saying, but they had to manually sculpt the 3D model. So is that 100% theft or 50% theft? Because the other half, they need to do the work themselves, sculpting the model. I don't know how to answer that, seriously. Yeah. Everyone has a different interpretation of how much stealing or how much inspiration is acceptable. So let's leave it at that. Let people debate about it. I'm just delivering my figure news over here. They look good. The face on both looks pretty good. Next one here, this is a teaser. No price, no release date yet. The price here is not final. And we only have teaser pics Rei and Asuka as well by Nebula Core Studio. Rock outfit. Okay. After seeing the Meng Yashang Studio version, it would be pretty difficult to impress me. Yeah. The Meng Yashang Studio one was really good. Next up, okay, this Ayanami Rei, initially I wrote her off. Like, this is just Rei in a plain white dress, nothing special. And then when I went through the pictures a few days after she pre-order opened, I was impressed by what I was looking at. This is by Star Origin Studio, $226 at 1/6 scale, Ayanami Rei, releasing in December. Okay, so this Rei over here, more detailed than you think. Look at the dress, the detail work. This looks incredible. And even the hair, this is more detailed than what you see in genuine PVC figures. Look at hair strands over here, right? Very nice. This is very nice. And they call this a Red Sea version. Must be a reference from the anime, if I remember correctly. Even the base is also exceptionally detailed. I like this a lot. So simple figure, but sometimes, I also jump the gun and judge a figure way too early. They somehow managed to make a plain white summer dress look so attractive. Shows you that if figure companies wanted to, they can make it look better. So sometimes, right, when a figure company makes something way too plain and simple, I had to wonder if it is on purpose, like they want to keep the price low and give the low budget collectors an option, or is it just they are way too lazy to make it better? I don't know, right? I'm just making an assumption after all. Up next, we have two Freewen figures over here and they look great. So this is from Bunny Cast Studio. Freewen winter outfit, $198 at 1/6 releasing in December. This is what I want to see from third parties. Their own original design, hopefully, right? I'm just assuming. Let's hope this is not stolen from some GK, from a Japanese sculptor, because this looks amazing. Looks too good to be true even, that I had to suspect it was stolen somewhere. But if it isn't, this is one of the top third-party figures this week. Yeah. Well, you know what? Japanese GKs, the genuine ones, they rarely come with bases like these diorama bases. So this could be an actual design by BC Studio. Moving up next, the next Freewen figure also looks really nice. A&M Studio and Nuomi Studio. Urban Outfit Freewen, $176, 4 versions. So basically, you can have her in black or white stockings, which in this case, I think white stockings is nicer. Because black color is just black, but white color, they have to do some gradient, some shading. It will look more detailed. And you can choose between this closed eye over here and this open eye. Tough choice because the closed eye looks great as well, right? And this outfit, it really looks like it is made from cotton. You see the texture you see in PVC figures? Yeah, the texture is really nice. Black color. Okay, I don't even know which is the best one anymore. This is so difficult to choose. Which says a lot. When I have difficulty choosing 3 or 4 options over here, it means that the figure looks really good. They did a good job making different versions over here. Just pick your favorite version. You don't have to get all four. Getting 2 of them might be an option, no? 2 different face expressions after all, but I wouldn't encourage that. Moving up next, we have Mama from the Apothecary Diaries by Dada Studio. $246 at 1/6, a tad bit overpriced, releasing in December. So with this Mao, the face is a bit off. I don't like it. Good Smile did it way better. Yep, the Good Smile scale figures or even any other genuine PVC figures, they did it better. This one is a bit off. I'm not sure if it is the space between her eye and the mouth is a bit too much. Like the proportions of the head or the face is a bit off, I think. Yeah, I think the cheek portion is a bit too long, vertically too long. Anyways, nice shading though on the outfit. The paint job is good, just that I don't like the face. And when season 3 come on, I actually enjoyed this anime, which is a bit like something I regard to be appealing to semi-normies or the filthy casuals, but it was great, the anime. Yeah. Okay, moving on to the next one, Eterna Studio Makima from Chainsaw Man, $310, December release, and this is like very different from the Makima we see in the anime. Does not even look like her, depending on. Yeah, I think does not look like her. I think the eyes are a tad bit too big. This is almost like an artist with his or her own version of Makima or fan art version of her. Well, if you say that, then yeah, I have no complaints because if you don't mind this looking slightly different from the Makima we see in the anime, then this is overall still a very pretty figure, a very attractive figure. And I like how realistic looking the blood splashes are. Yeah, the base is responsible for the price. You're also getting the standard base. Right, next up we have Reze in Swimsuit by VN Studio. $225 thanks to the water effect base that has to be half the price of the figure, releasing in December. You'll see that it's not easy to manufacture. Yeah, they just had to 3D print it, but how many layers of painting has to go into that? You know, it is not just one single shade of blue color, and they have to gradient it with the white color paint at the very edges. They probably spent hours just to paint the base over here. Looks very detailed, too detailed in fact. December release. Next up, we have 3 Marin Kitagawa figures, and it seems like the third parties are really getting better. Like all 3 Marin Kitagawa figures today, they all look good in the face. Yeah. First one here by ZM Studio, Marin Kitagawa, $246 releasing in December, 1/6 scale. Okay, so I always go for the face, and this is good. This is very good, right? Of course, I am assuming things based off these pictures over here by the company. I'm judging based on face value itself, but if this is what we're getting, this is pretty nice. Next, Marin Kitagawa figure here by XY Studio, $225. This one is a bit meh. I think the pose is a bit too plain, you know. Releasing in September, but orange color made outfit. That is a great color combination with Marin Kitagawa. Like it matches the color of her hair. Yeah, bikini made, and the face looks okay as well over here. Third Marin Kitagawa figure by Scarlet Studio. We have standard version and different color version, 2 different colors, $244 each at 1/6 December release. And this Marin also looks great. 3 out of 3 got her face right. I wonder if the third parties took the genuine figures that were released in the recent years and they copied it. It is very possible, you see. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of 3D scanners before, but it is a thing where if you buy the scanner, which cost anywhere between 2,000 to 5,000 plus US dollars, depending on how high tech you want to go, and then you can put a figure or any solid object on the desk, and then you scan it from all different angles, including from the top and from the bottom. You can literally clone the figure. Yes, clone it from nothing. So when we look at all these recast figures from these third parties, right, it is easy to assume that they bought the figure from the Wonder Festival events or any events that sold these GKs, and then they used the traditional method to clone it, but not necessarily. Sometimes they just need to use a 3D scanner. So my own personal conspiracy theory is that these Chinese companies got their hands on the genuine PVC figures of Marin Kitagawa that were already released in the past few years, and they just cloned the face, only the face portion. That is very likely because the timing is too much of a coincidence over here. Before we had genuine Marin Kitagawa figures just 2 years ago, everyone were asking for Marin Kitagawa PVC figures, but nobody made them other than price figures maybe. So that time we had so many third parties rushing out Marin Kitagawa figures that were cultured, customable, but a lot of them had weird faces. And now, after all of the genuine stuff are out, the third parties started getting her face right. I don't think this is a coincidence. Yeah. Okay, two color versions over here. I will take the one on the left because more colors, more vibrant. That is my thing. But the white one is also not bad. This is up to your own personal choice. Right. Moving on to the next one here. Oh, a fourth Marin Kitagawa figure. Okay, by A Art Studio. This is cosplaying as Mario. $298. Very expensive because you're getting additional cast off parts. They don't have a pictures here, but you can cast it off. Okay, so this one is releasing in March 2027, 1/6 scale. You can buy it without the DLC, which is not customable. That would be $248, but why would you do that? If you're going to get a save forward version of these third-party Marine figures, then might as well buy the genuine ones, right? You buy third-party just to get the Guna versions. Up next, okay, this is an early bird pre-order, an early look. Quiet Art Studio, they make excellent figures. Marquise Kurisu from Steins Gate, no price or release date yet. This is a teaser picture and she already looks good. Look at the paintwork, heavy shading, my kind of thing. Yeah. Okay, I was about to guess $200, but if this is the base you're getting, this could be $300. Okay, very promising. Next up, okay, a lot of cultured figures nowadays, right? They are making a comeback. Here we have Hell Research Institute Studio. Munekata Momone from Paihame Kaizoku. Kazoku. Paihame Kazoku. I feel like I've seen this title somewhere. Some H anime site. But did they had giant melons like this? I don't know. I can't recall anything. So $299 for this figure, which I couldn't show much, but the melons are way too big. And you to get a mirror at the base for you to look at her from below without having to flip the figure over. Not a new concept. Some genuine figure brands do this as well. Yeah, 1/6 scale, no release date yet. Next one here, KD Studio decided to make Kano Uncho from Ikitozen a lot fatter and gave her Opai upgrades, but this is way too fat. Yeah, $291 at 1/4 releasing in December. 1/4 at under $300 is one heck of a bargain. You see, they have her nips like partially or almost revealing, yet not quite. So it is not classified as 18 plus. You know, sometimes the way they classify figures are quite funny. No, not my thing. You know, I really really like Free Inks 1/4 scale Kanu Uncho Bani. I think the squatting pose one, it was really nice. And yes, very rare and expensive now. 80,000 is something that has a loyal fan base, and they would buy anything of Kano Uncho and Ryomo Shimei. Yeah. If not more, not for my limited budget, I would have bought that Kano Uncho figure by Free Ink. Up next, we have Miwu Studio Origami Tobiichi from Dead Alive. We don't get many figures of this character. $229 if you buy both the long hair and the short hair version. Long hair version, yep, this one. The funny thing is that I don't think this look like her at all. Or maybe they are basing this off the game, the Dead Alive game. Or is there a novel or something out there? Maybe. But the short hair version at least does look like her. If you get either one, you don't get the set, then it is only $130 each. And as for genuine figures of her, I do remember one very well. She is in her mecha outfit, made by Griffin Enterprises. And even though everyone hated Griffin back then for their quality, it was trash, but they happened to be one of the very few that made figures of her. So it is rare, right? Very rare and expensive now. This is just school swimsuit, not much going on. Up next, okay, we are now in game characters section. This one should pre-order open in HLJ later this week. Prime 1 Studio, Premium Masterline Metaphor with Fantasio Hulkenberg 1x4, up to $1,300. The basic regular version is $1,100. Just add the $200 and get everything because you're getting more parts over here. And this one, well, I did not play the game, so I don't know what she looks like in the game. But this is like weird in a way because I've seen PVC figures of her, the ones made by, I think it was Kotobukiya who announced her figure. Or maybe I'm just used to seeing anime faces more. This is like somewhere in between anime face and realistic face. It looks really weird. Looks creepy even to me. Yeah. Or maybe it is a viewing angle problem. From this angle, it looks weird. But as I scroll through the pictures over here, from this angle, looks a bit better. Maybe it is a viewing angle problem. Yep, deluxe version, you're getting an extra arm. And you can the head is articulated, really? Swappable arm and shoulder part. Oh, the head can be articulated. Interesting. They are not getting an extra head just to look in a different direction. How do you do that in a resin figure? Resin parts, you don't really move them. They will crack, they will break. Alright, so yeah. No comment. This is for rich people. The next figure right here, also by Praman Studio, we have Cammy from Street Fighter 6, but in classic costume version. Now, this is the costume version I want to see. Yeah. And let me bring up this picture. I am not scrolling through because of her fabulous backside that, yes, YouTube may have a problem with. This looks good. This is the version of Cammy I like. I really hated the Street Fighter 6 default outfit where she is wearing some kind of Captain America full body suit. I don't like that. This is much better. Okay, so $1,499, $1,500. Wow. Regular version is going for $10.99. That is a lot of money. Right, next up, we have Shi Yue Wutong Studio, also licensed Link Cage Incarnation Ulan My Duo statue. Okay, $665, releasing in December 2026. This thing is huge, right? Wow. So I'm a bit curious about this one because, yeah, most likely this stick over here is made of die-cast metal. Otherwise, the thing would break very quickly because of how heavy resin statues are. Yet, at the same time, I have to wonder whether one single metal stick like that is enough to support the weight of the entire figure on top. I don't know. But this is a licensed figure brand. They know what they are doing, I guess. Yeah. It really looks like this stick is the only thing supporting the weight of the figure. It is a bit scary. I know they're using magnets and Okay, usually just magnets to support the figure, but man, this is scaring the F out of me. Moving up next, okay, from Starry Moon Atelier Studio, we have Domina from Overwatch, right? There are two versions, white or black color versions, and you can get one where she is actually castable. Very nice. So that version is $385. Just pick whichever you want, black or white. Well, she is already a dark skinned character, so maybe I'll choose the white color just for some color contrast over there. 1x4 for $385 is very reasonable. No release date yet though. Right, moving up next, we have Vault Studio Kunimitsu from Tekken. $291 at 1x6, releasing in March 2027. So this is her with the mask. Let me guess, this is a ninja character. Yeah. And this is her without the mask. I haven't played arcade games in a long time. Arcade fighting games. Looks good, but I know nothing about this studio, Vault Studio. Next up, we have Code Studio 2B from Nier Automata. I think this one, the low edition, which gets a simple base. It starts from $284 at 1x4, which is pretty cheap for 1x4 resin. Goes up to $594 if you get the high edition with this ridiculous base over here. Like, why? I just don't get this base. If you want to give 2B from Nier Automata a diorama base, give it, I don't know, maybe a rock base with some post-apocalyptic kind of base, you know. I'm sure you guys know what I mean over there. Yeah, broken like columns, buildings, debris, and so on. Maybe some mecha parts that has broken off. That kind of base. This feels random to me. It looks weird to me. Yeah. Nice backside, and that is about it. The face is up to you whether you like it or not. Moving on to the next one from Maga Studio. Is this what Maga people collect? Anyways, this is Iona and Belly Bolt from Pokemon. If you get both the girl and the Pokemon, it would be $140. Version A, $88 for only the figure. Okay. Version B, I believe, is this character in swimsuit version, right? Yep. $88 as well. Actually, the swimsuit version is not too bad looking. And version C is just barely bald. $60. Of course, you get the set. Yep, get the set. This is not swimsuit, but I would get the set if I were you. $140 only. 1x20 scale. What? 1x20? This small? No release date yet. What is the height then? They did not even give us a dimension. Moving up next, yeah, of course. When we say Pokemon, we need to see what Beast Studio came up with for the week. They do this every week. Gunnar Pokemon figures. This is Dawn and Hypno from Pokemon. $244. Very nice. 1x6 scale. Releasing in March 2027. It is like Hypno has hypnotized the girl over there, her master, and made her do all these little things. Very interesting setup. This is all I can show on YouTube. Go and check out the figure yourself. Looks incredible. Up next, we have Chenben Yinggong Zhao Studio. They actually make good figures. Kritia from Goko Kingdom, which I just found out earlier today that it is an online game. Okay. $138 because it is lolly, I guess. Small figure. 1x6 scale, releasing in December. Okay, this is a must buy for that penguin. Looks pretty good for $138. Just that. What's the height again? No height, but 16 cm. Yep, there we go. Small figure, 16 centimeters. Up next, we have two figures of March Twilight from FGO, which I am 100% certain they are recast from Japanese GKs because I saw the actual sculptor, the original sculptor, posting pictures of it on Twitter, on X. So this is by SJ Studio. It is such a shame because I would love to see Masquerade in this white color armor being made into an official PVC figure. But FGO has been on a decline in the recent couple of years. I doubt that figure companies would care anymore. But if there is a company that would make this same exact figure into PVC, which is to license it from the original sculptor, that would be either Amakuni or Aniplex. Just either one of these two companies. I don't see Alter or Good Smile making this. Yeah. So this is $365 for a 1x7. Ouch. No, I wouldn't pay that amount. In fact, even though I like it a lot, I try my best not to support stuff that are obviously a recast of the original, because technically they are bootlegs, even though quality-wise they are pretty much very near to the original. Yeah. The next Masquerade over here by Fixed Cast Studio, 1x7 scale Masquerade Bunny Girl, $199, releasing in September 2027. Next September. Wow. You need that long of a time for this Bunny Girl. Okay. But she looks great when you remove the glasses. Her glasses are removable. But I'm quite certain that Masquerade's Oppa is not that big. So even the Japanese GK's sculptors are giving her an upgrade on the chest. Right. Moving on to the next one, we have more Gunner figures, of course. Genius B Studio. Let me repeat that. I just said it last week, or was it 2 weeks ago? Their figures get a big thumbs up from me. Their recently released Asuma Toki figure was incredible. The paintwork, more detailed than any genuine figures of her. Asuma Toki. So if you like this Raiden Shogun figure, yes, smash that pre-order button. Guna figure, and you can have her spitting lightning between her legs or having a sword inserted in. Just like most Guna Raiden Shogun figures I like in the past. $14 at 1x6 is very reasonable given what you're getting over here. And the next one here from the same company, which is going to be a hot seller, Firefly from Honkai Star Rail. $214 Hadaka made outfit. $214 releasing in March 2027. No, I really want one of these, especially Firefly. I want one. I would take any. Be it that Raiden Shogun or this Firefly, I would take either one. Up next, okay, we have a lot of Blue Archive stuff. The first one here from BB Girl Studio, Sukatsuki Ryo. There are 4 versions over here. Basically, different faces. Can have her with a normal face or with an Ahegao face. Is it? And the other 2 are pretty much Hadaka version of her. Yeah. So $311 for the Hadaka version. They don't have the pictures yet. Standard version is $198. Quite a big price gap. Maybe you're getting like 2 entire figures or something. Yeah. No release date yet as well. The second Sukatsuki Ryo figure over here is also cultured by Tentacle Studio. The regular version, which is apostrophe safe for work, but not really. $263, where she is still almost Hadaka with a normal face. EX version, you get pregnant version and Ahegao face, the typical combination, plus tentacles for $452. And I believe the parts from the standard version are also included, which is why the price is so high. 1x6 scale releasing in June 2027. Next up, we have Gak Studio, Professor Nia Nia from Blue Archive, $252, 1x7 scale, big red flag over there, probably a recast. December release. I don't think this is a recast, going by the way the character is designed by the sculptor. I know most of you don't care, right? If you like what you're looking at, you'll just buy it. I understand that. I'm at that age where I don't care anymore. Not too bothered to become the moral police telling people what is right or wrong. Just make your own decisions. Okay, up next over here is CGN02 Studio, Tendo K and Tendo Alice from Blue Archive. Can get each for around $271 or can get both for $483. Okay, so this Tendo Alice over here looks incredible. And if you told me that this is a recast of a Japanese GK, I wouldn't be surprised because this is 1/7, not 1/6. Japanese GKs are often 1/7. Okay, so this is the figure featured in this week's drama on X or Twitter. Somebody shared this post saying that this is counterfeit, do not buy it. But the way they phrased their words, it is like this is a low quality, no bad face counterfeit. No, this is going to be as good as the real thing, almost identical in fact, right? No, a counterfeit PVC figure that cost $50 or less is not the same as a recast that costs $200, $300, $400. They are not quite the same thing. This one, the quality is going to be almost identical to the original. Now, that was the first accusation, this being a counterfeit, as if it is a cheap counterfeit. I mean, the person is implying that they are selling a $20 counterfeit for $200+. That's not the case. Number two, this Tendo K right here, which looks incredible, the face over here, right? People on Twitter, I think the same guy, is accusing this of being made with AI. Okay, the number of fingers are correct, but nowadays AI is pretty good with fingers as well. The rest, I have no clue. It is really hard to be 100% sure what you're looking at is real or not. And people will say whether it is real or fake based on their own personal biases. Whether it is true or not, we don't know, right? So if you were to say ACGN02 Studio over here took that Tendo Alice figure earlier, and based on this figure, they use AI to generate this one over here because an original GK for this one does not exist. There is a possibility of that. I wouldn't say impossible. There is a possibility they did that. But if people like what they're looking at and the result is not funny, not weird, then people are going to buy it anyways. That's the thing. If a figure is actually fully AI generated, I doubt that they would take the final product from an AI generation software and just use it the way it is without making manual corrections with human hands, right? So the AI generated part, it is more like a draft, a 70%, 80% completed stuff, and the remaining 20% we need human hands to perfect it, which in that case, I'm okay with that. I mean, how much AI use is considered too much? Okay, so I rest my case over here. These two figures are main highlights for third-party Blue Archive figures this week for obvious reasons. They look incredible. Next up over here, GK Sing Chill Studio, which I think they are also recasting original ones. Plena and Arona Jongsam outfit from Blue Archive, $199 each, 1/7 scale, releasing in September. So this Arona over here, from the front, it looks really weird. It looks like a bootleg figure. The eye here look a bit misaligned, but if I look at her from this angle, she looks fine. So it is a bit weird over here. But Plena looks fine overall. She looks good. Yeah, I do think Arona's face look a bit off over here. Up next, what do we have? Yui Zonoseya. Everyone loves her. From Corp Studio. This is $196 at 1/6 releasing in December. Yep, this is like belly dancing outfit of some kind, but her face is covered. I don't like that. Unless they let us remove it, then I would have no problems with it. Moving up next, we have GK Shinchu Studio again, Sorasaki Hina from Blue Archive, 1/7. Probably a recast, releasing in September for $226. This does not look like Sorasaki Hina that much, but what do you guys think? Or maybe I'm not used to seeing her with her hair tied up. Maybe that's the case, and I wouldn't want to scroll to the pictures because they have a very nice picture of her backside. Next up, we have Haruhi Studio Kiri Fuji Nagisa from Blue Archive. Version A is going for $280 and version B is $378. So both are cast-offable, both are 18 plus. The difference is version A, you're getting only the cast-off parts to swap out. So you're getting like 1.5 figures for $280. Version B, you're getting 2 entire figures, 2 entire heads, and so on. So it is more expensive, but I like them giving people this kind of choice. Yeah, $378 is a bit much. I would go for the version A where I get to swap out the parts. I don't need to display 2 copies of the same figure. So this one, yeah, just swimsuit. And you buy it for the Gunner features, obviously. 1x6 scale releasing in December. Moving up next, okay, we have Kirin Aryato from Arc Knights by Tyla Studio. First time I'm seeing this name. Tyla Studio. $178 releasing in December. 1x6 scale. Okay, this looks nice. Unique pose. I like that. At the same time, I'm not sure if I like it because it looks a bit unnatural. Maybe it is a matter of viewing angle. From this angle, she looks nice. Okay. I'm not sure why. This almost looks like a recast to me as well, the character design. But it is 1x6. Maybe it is their own original. Is this a new company? I think this is. Let me have a look. Come on. Yep, new company, their first figure. There we go. Because I never seen this name before. Up next, from Wuwa, Woodring Waves, we have Phoebe-chan by Moe Creation Studio. There is a safe forward version where you can almost see her opai, and a not safe forward version, no pictures yet. Just that with Phoebe, there are many other options for her among the third parties. Go and check out which one you like. This one is far from the best one. $206 releasing at in December. Okay. Up next, we have Wuwa Denia from Koro Studio. Yep, Koro. $244 at 1x6 releasing in December. Same thing with Denia. There are a few figures of her on pre-order currently. So can click on the name over here, right? The link over here, Denia, and see what other options you have that are still available for pre-order. This one does not look bad. The face is good, but I think the ones that pre-order opened a couple of weeks ago are a bit nicer. Yeah. Moving up next, from Mungchuan Studio, we have Hakuho from Azalane, $282 at 1x6, no release date yet. And somehow she looks a bit like A-Gear. I do wonder if they are related. Let me know down in the comments below. Yep, this is like the good girl version of A-Gear. Not sure if that makes any sense. A-Gear is like that bad girl who skips school. Looks like a Yankee, a gangster or something like that. And this is like the good girl version of her. Looks more gentle in a way, right? And A-Gear looks a bit more wild. Looks wilder. Yeah, so both are great. I would have a hard time choosing. When you have a hard time choosing, get both. Just that we don't have genuine figures of Hakuho yet. And the last figure for today, okay, this is a quick mention. I covered her last week. Golden Lu from Azalane by Seren Studio. Last week, it was early bird pre-order, no price yet. Now we have a price, $226 at 1x6, releasing in December. You can have her barefooted or with black stockings. And she looks smoking hot, yep. Also, where are the genuine figures of this Azalane character? I wonder. So that would be all for figures on pre-order this week. Which one will you pre-order early? Which one will you wait for a bargain bin perhaps? Let me know down in the comments below. As usual, thanks a lot for watching all the way to the end. And if you did, please do me a favor by giving this video a like and subscribe to this channel if you have not done so. Until then, thanks a lot for watching and I'll see you soon in a few days. Goodbye.